I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter, and you have found the Sales Hunter podcast. And what I want to talk about today is how to prospect when nobody is responding. Yeah, you're out there prospecting and you're getting nothing but crickets. Let's unpack the issue right now.
You're listening to the Sales Hunter podcast with Mark Hunter, where the focus is to help you as a sales leader sell with confidence and integrity. And now here's your host.
I love talking about this whole issue of how to prospect when nobody's responding, because let me tell you something, everybody faces it. Hey, I even face it in the prospecting I do. But let me tell you something, how to prospect when nobody's responding, you keep prospecting. But here's a couple basic questions you got to ask. I'm going to walk you through 7 things that you should be doing to help you deal with this whole issue. But the first really are a couple clarifying points. One, are you dealing with your ICP? In other words, are you prospecting your ideal customer profile, ICP? And 2, do you have a value proposition that they can benefit from? So if you've addressed those, and I'm sure you have, because otherwise you wouldn't be prospecting. Now it's a question of, wait a minute, I'm sending emails, I'm making phone calls, I'm doing everything possible, and they're not responding. What do I do? Here's number 1. Keep bringing value. Follow the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule is very simply this. 80% of the time you're bringing value, 20% of the time you're asking for that buy. You're asking for that next step. Now, what does this mean? That means early on, your emails are very much value-based. You're bringing them insights. You're bringing them information. You're not so much focused on selling, because you know what? You're just trying to engage with them. As you move through the process, then that may begin to shift, but you have to make sure that it's 80-20. Even in your call to action emails, call to action voicemails, you still got to have value. If you are just trying to sell, guess what? They will ghost you until they are absolutely ready to buy. And you know what? You'll never create any incremental opportunities out of that. Number 2, you deliver value by asking for their opinion. The magical word when it comes to prospecting, the magical word when it comes to any conversation, is asking the other person, what's your opinion? I love doing this. I will send some information in a prospecting email. I'd love to get your opinion on it. I want to hear what you're doing in your organization, your company, what you see in your industry. Asking for their opinion places a value on what it is they're going to share with you. And that's how. Now, make sure that when you do get them to share their opinion, that you actually use it, because if you don't, then you got a bigger problem. But here's the deal. Asking for their opinion begins to open up the doors. Number 3, know their customers. You see, everybody, regardless of what it is that we sell, whether in B2B or B2C or B2G, business to government, there's somebody else downstream. Know their customer. And when you begin to understand their customer, then you can begin to understand your prospect and the shoes that they have to fill, the shoes that they have to walk in to be able to satisfy their customer. What does this do? This is going to help you bring insights. This is going to help you have more information. This is going to give you actually additional talking points and potentially even more prospects for you to be reaching out to. Number 4, repetition. It's all about rinse and repeat. You know, I've talked about that a lot. The shampoo bottle that's in your shower. 3 magical words on it: rinse and repeat. Rinse means you've got to be sharing with them new value, new insights with every message. But repeat, you've got to keep sending them messages, whether it be voicemail, whether it be email, social media, whatever it might be. Number 5, it's not you thinking about them. It's getting them to think about you. And this is one of the big challenges about prospecting when nobody's responding, is that salespeople get down and they begin to think, well, if I'm just thinking about the prospect, for some reason they're going to be thinking about me. No. Nothing happens until you actually engage. I have prospects that I'm going to be reaching out to this afternoon. It's Friday afternoon. It's a great time to be prospecting. Yeah. And there's going to be people I'm going to be reaching out to. And if I don't make those calls, I didn't prospect. You see, it's not me thinking about them. It's getting them to think about me. And it's by doing all of those other steps that I've been talking about. Hey, number 6, Reach out to other people. In other words, you may have this prospect and they're not responding, but who are the other people in their company? Who are the other people that you can be connecting with? Expand that circle, still staying within your lane, but expand that circle. What does that do? It really allows you to take that same message and apply it to 3, 4, 5, 6 people. It really is a pretty efficient way to prospect. And number 7, use a common connection, a referral with which to get in the door. So you've been trying to go through the front door. It's not working. Hey, take a step back. Who do you know who might be able to introduce you to them? Who do you know that you might be able to use their name in an email, in a phone call, whatever? Again, I do this I do this a lot. There are prospects and I'm not getting through, but then I find that there's another connection I have, and I can reach out to them, and yeah, they'll be happy to make the introduction for it. What I've just done is I've just delivered for you 7 techniques as to how to keep prospecting when nobody's responding. But here's the thing. I got to share this with you. It's your mindset. Don't think for a moment. I recently just signed a deal with a client who I first began prospecting in December of 2019. Now we're recording this actually December of 23. So guess what? That's like 4 years later. We just signed a contract a week ago. It's 4 years. Now it was beneficial for me because substantial size, substantial opportunity, fits right in my wheelhouse. All those things lined up. But you see, I kept responding. Now they did respond a little bit, but yeah, many times they go dark. See, but I kept in the game, stay in the game. I can't stress that enough. Hey, my name is Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. You've been listening to the Sales Hunter podcast. Do me a favor. Would you leave me a review? And would you tell others about it? And make sure that you subscribe to the podcast and download all the episodes. Why? Why do I ask you to do these things? Because sales is not a solo activity. Sales is a team sport. And we win when we help each other. That's why, boy, if you could leave me a review, I'd greatly appreciate it. If you share this podcast with others, that would greatly help others. And then, hey, pop me a note. How can I help you? My name's Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. Each week, 2 episodes, one a short episode like this, and a second episode where you get a longer deep dive with a subject matter expert. I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. Great selling.